Here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you. What a day. I'm tired. I'm so exhausted. It's been a long day already, and it's only like 3 p.m. here in Australia. 49ers win a crazy game against the Detroit Lions. Congratulations to the Lions. They put up a hell of a fight, especially in that first half. They really had us going. I mean, I feel very sorry for Lions fans. I know the taste of defeat being a Niners fan. Last year, Brock Purdy tore his elbow in the very first couple of snaps of the NFC Championship game, and then the year before that, all our quarterbacks were injured and we couldn't advance. They just were. The whole team was injured. They were just dead by the time the playoffs came around. So this year was a little bit different. So. They tried to get that number one seed so they could get less games in the playoffs so they weren't as injured by the time they got to this game. Unlike the Lions, who had been playing every week, they didn't get a break in early January. So, Lions fans out there, please don't despair. I know it hurts. I've lost Super Bowls, lost NFC championships all in the last 4 years as a Niners fan. And I know it hurts today, but the Lions team is very, very young. They will be back. They're building something great with Dan Campbell. The Niners just, I guess they just got over that hump finally. It felt like forever. It feels like 4 years since we were last in the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, and we get that rematch. So very, very cool. Hey everyone, how are you? Good to see everyone. I'm sorry, Peekaboo Cockatiel. I know how sad you are. Trust me, I was in tears last year when Brock Purdy tore his elbow in the first 5 snaps of the game. We just couldn't play. There was no one left to throw the ball. Hey, boss, how are you? Marlene Clausen, hey, good to see you. Hey, Lynn D, how are you? Gambler says, I turned it on when they were losing. When I next looked, it was tied. I don't know what they gave them at halftime. Some sort of steroids or something, probably. Danny Mitchell, hey. Danny Mitchell says, I know Brock Purdy. Of course you do. You're a celebrity. You know everyone. Sean says, I just made it after my Indian meditation session. Oh, that sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. We'll probably lose to Pat Mahomes and give him a third ring, but it should be a good game nonetheless. My cat's up here. What are you doing up here? She wants to be a part of the show again. She seems to take a liking to you guys. I'll do a quick little show tonight. I actually have a serious story out of another place, another world, somewhere in the universe. I'm going to show it to you. Now, I don't know a ton about it, but it came across my mentions today. Let me see if I can get this operating for you. Okay. And then I'll turn on the camera. You won't see me, you'll probably see the cat, but that's okay. All right, here we go. Hey guys, how are you? I'm wearing my US. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm wearing my Niners salute to service hoodie. Has an American flag and the salute to service NFL thing here. All the print has come off it over the years. So there's no Niners logo anymore. It's all gone. How's it going? So this came across my desk this morning just before the game, and I promised them would have a look at it. I even wrote here, hey, we have viewers from this area. I can air this on my show tomorrow night for you. That was me. So it says, this person says they're deeply afraid for their daughter. If any of you are willing to help, want to connect directly with us or have further questions, their DMs are open. And this is what it says. It says, our daughter's name is India Delilah OHanlon. Hanlon. OHanlon, that's why I'm going to pronounce it. An Australian American by birth. She's lived and worked in San Diego for the past 2 years. She's 25 years old. 11 days ago, she disappeared, leaving behind her clothes, makeup, computer, even her social security card and credit cards. We, her parents, were probably the last to see her on the 16th of January at 7:56 p.m. via a video call in which she seemed distracted. High and agitated by the arrival of an unseen male, the call ended abruptly. She has not been seen since by family, friends, or work colleagues. A missing persons report was filed on Thursday last week with the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. They say her case number is 245-00153, and their missing persons unit phone number is 619-531-2277. They're asking for anyone in the area, and I know we have people from San Diego in the chat. I'm going to show you a photo of her in a second, but if you see this girl anywhere, please get in contact with her parents or the San Diego Sheriff's Department on that number. It says it's the San Diego Sheriff's Department took the report, was dismissive of their concerns, suggesting she probably went on a road trip without telling anyone. But they saying they have ample indications that this is far from the case and that she may be mentally distressed or deliberately isolated by someone who is a known dealer with gang connections. They say, we believe she is still in San Diego. We have tried to provide further information to the missing persons unit, but no one will return their calls. They say they've had no update since we first filed our report. He says, my wife and I are distraught with no communication from the San Diego sheriffs and no assistance from the Australian consulate in Southern California. We and our daughter desperately need support from other communities to press the urgency of our daughter's situation on all authorities. Her life depends on it. So I'm going to show you a picture of India. Here's a photo of her. If you see this woman around, the San Diego Sheriff's Department responded to them on Twitter. I didn't see this because I was watching the football game just a few hours ago. It says, Mr. OHanlon, we have responded to your inquiry via direct. Hey, Rory. Oi. Guys, hold on. She's being a jerk. Hold on, guys. He's decided that this is her playpen. Oi, stop. Oi, do you know what any of this stuff does, girl? We're talking a very serious case here about a missing woman. Not a missing cat, a missing woman. Hold on. There we go. Yes, if you see this woman anywhere, please contact the San Diego Sheriff's Department via DM, their line, they have an email, or through that number I gave before. They are really, really concerned about their daughter. And it says, our daughter India, who disappeared 12 days ago in San Diego, is believed she might be in the City Heights area of the city. If you've seen her in the past week, please contact the missing persons unit of the San Diego Sheriff's Department. I haven't reached out to the family yet, but I will. I just haven't had a chance yet because of the game and everything that was on. But I picked this up this morning and I promised them that I would at least air it and try to get people from California involved. If you see her, please, 619-531-2277 and quote case number 245-00153. It's really concerning. I mean, her parents seem beside themselves. So I'll help anyone. Anyone who has to get home, I'll help. Anyone. Anyone. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it ends up being a joke or whatever. I don't care. I'll help anyone. Just got to try to get people home. Let's see what you have to say. Hey, Candy Williams, how are you? I was hoping some of our Western people would show up tonight, but I don't see a lot of them in the chat right now. I hope they do show up, or I hope they watch this episode. Being that it says 49ers in it, they're all from California, so I hope they come and watch. That's sort of why I put the 49ers in the title, hoping to attract some Southern Californian and Northern Californian people to this topic. I don't know too much more than that, just what they've put on Twitter, but this is who you're looking for. You're looking for this girl. Her name's India. And they're saying she might be in the City Heights area of the city. So I don't know too much about that area. I don't think I've ever done a case from that area either. Let's have a look. City Heights, San Diego. City Heights. I'm just trying to have a look. A dense urban community in central San Diego, California, known for its ethnic diversity. The area was previously known as East San Diego, saying that they have a lot of Ethiopian, Chinese, and Somalian restaurants who compete with taco trucks and street vendors around the YMCA. Okay. So I'm sure we have other people in the chat who know this area way more than I do. But it seems like a pretty sort of young person area. That's sort of the vibe I get. Looks like it has some interesting places there. Maybe someone in the chat knows what type of area that City Heights is. Thank you. That's awesome. 625 keeps going up. I appreciate it. All the new subscribers, thank you very much. We have a fun time here and try to get a lot of work done. Oi, you too. They're being jerks to each other. Let's see. Yes, thank you. Please give Ping a like, a sub, and hello, replay crew. Yes, hello to the replay crew. So many people I meet that can't come to the show every day or whatever, but they come and hang out in the replay crew in the comments. Great people. Diane Marie says, yes, it's a young person's area. Yeah, I was hoping, is she here? I was hoping either we have two people, one from San Diego, one from just west or south from there. We have Shoal. Shoal lives in Palm Springs, and we have someone who actually lives in San Diego, but I don't see him in the chat right now. That's That's not a Shock says, I was watching a true life movie today where a woman was kidnapped and used for sex trafficking. She escaped. The numbers they gave of victims. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that movie. I know that exact movie you're talking about because at the end they have that thing telling you how many girls fall into sex trafficking and how easy it is for people to get into it by accident. I know that movie. I've seen it on Lifetime, maybe Lifetime movies. Yes. I will keep an eye on this. I'm gonna reach out to her dad, and I'm gonna see if he'll come and talk to us tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I'm hoping that he will, and we can find a bit out more about India. So it's a really sad story. I'm gonna read some of these comments here and see if there's anything else we can talk about with her. This is so concerning though. When you hear this, where is it? Leaving behind her clothes, makeup, computer, and even her social security card and credit cards is never a good thing. We've seen that in so many different cases where people have left everything behind. Doesn't mean we can't find her, it just means it can get concerning. Oh, Stacy got in touch with them. Okay. Are they going to come on your show? Are you guys, if you guys are still listening, are you guys going to get them to come on? If not, I'll ask them to come on here, but it doesn't matter. I don't care who does it as long as they get help. I don't give a stuff who does it as long as they can get their story out there and trying to attract some media attention to find their daughter. It's not about who gets to do what. It's about helping the family. So if you guys, Trish, if you're still in the chat, let me know if you know if Stacy was able to contact them. Let me know. All right. Do you guys want to talk about something else? That's all I have on India. If I had more, I would talk about it, but that's all I've got. That's all they've posted. Let me grab my other story that I had for you guys. I found something interesting last night. Is this it? Maybe not. That's not it. Where is my other links? Here. Actually, I don't know what's going on. I bookmark all these things for you guys, and then they all go missing. Victoria has been... Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'll find it. Seems my links always like to go missing on me. Is it this one? Let's have a look. No. All right, sorry. I'll have to grab it from another place. You can tell I'm super organized tonight. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. A case update in Carol Ann Barrett, 18, from March 23rd, 1980. I wasn't even born yet. It says here a cold case homicide investigation ends on Sunday, March 23rd, 1980. 18-year-old Carol Ann Barrett was visiting Daytona Beach while on spring break, wow, from Zanesville, Ohio, with a group of high school friends. At approximately 2 a.m., Carol was abducted by an unknown assailant from the Treasure Island Motel in Daytona Beach shores. After interviewing Carol's friends that had been in the room at the time of the kidnapping, a police sketch of the suspect was completed. On Monday, March 24th, 1980, Carol's lifeless body was discovered by a passerby in a ditch alongside I-95 near Pekin Park Road in Jacksonville, Florida. Following an autopsy, Carol's death was ruled a homicide. Tragically, the case went cold after years of work by detectives with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, along with the original jurisdiction. Sorry. In August 2017, Carroll's case was revisited and ultimately reopened by members of the JSO Cold Case Unit after reviewing all available evidence. In 2020, formulated. A person of interest had been formulated. Okay, Billy Mansfield Jr., white male, 65, was ultimately identified as the suspect in Carroll's murder. Mansfield would have been 24 at the time of Carroll's murder. In September of 2022, after multiple interviews spanning 2 years, Billy Mansfield was advised that he was in fact the suspect in the police sketch completed following the abduction. He went on to confess the abduction from the Daytona Beach Shores Hotel, as well as to her murder shortly thereafter. Throughout the course of the follow-up investigation, the state attorney's office in the Fourth Judicial Circuit was consulted was consulted with. Following the more than quarter-century investigation into Carroll's murder, it has been determined that the SAO would not seek prosecution, as Billy Mansfield will remain in prison in California on one life sentence for murder, as well as 4 concurrent life sentences in Florida for murder in separate cases. Billy Mansfield continues to cooperate with detectives in other jurisdictions regarding additional cold cases. Here's a photo of Carol. So this dude has killed young women all over the country, including Florida and California, possibly other states that they're still looking into to try find connections to him. But it's nice to see a resolution to a very old case. I'm going to look up his other murders. Give me 1 second. Here's his wiki. Billy Mansfield. It says, is an American serial killer, a child molester, and sex offender responsible for the murders of 5 women and girls between 1975 and 1980. He buried the bodies of 4 victims at the family home in Spring Hill, Florida, and later traveled with his brother to California, where he sexually assaulted and strangled a Watsonville woman. He was convicted of the latter homicide and later pleaded guilty to the previous murders to avoid the death penalty in Florida, receiving 4 life sentences. They're the life sentences we spoke about before, serving concurrently. I mean, I'm not sure how you serve them, one after another, unless you somehow have multiple lives. I'm not sure how that works. It says here he was responsible for the murder of Elaine Ziegler. When did that happen? She's a 15-year-old girl from Parkman, Ohio. On New Year's Eve in 1975, went missing from the KOA campground near Brooksville. She was on vacation with her mother, Betty, and her stepfather, Blaine, and was last seen going to the camp showers. By the next day, Elaine still had not returned, and her parents reported her missing. Search parties organized by the local police department and volunteers were spread out to search the area in order to find her, who at the time was thought to be a runaway. Several people claimed that they had seen a girl matching her description riding a motorbike, and when asked where she was going, the girl claimed to be returning to her home state of Ohio. On the other hand, there were also reported sightings of Elaine talking to a man in his 20s near the shower area and later entering his car, a light blue 1966 Ford Fairlane with Florida license plates. That sounds more believable than a motorbike. After staying an additional week to aid in the search for their daughter, realizing there's nothing they could do, the Chalkers returned home in Parkman without Elaine. So this guy's been involved in a bunch of different things. Renee Salling, another murder. December 7th, 1980, the half-naked body of a 29-year-old was found at a drainage ditch at the side of the Buena Vista Road in Watsonville, California, by passing motorists. The mother of three, Renee had last been seen by her husband Raymond the previous day. Her clothes had been torn apart with her blouse and pants lowered to her ankles. Even in death, a lot of these women don't have any dignity, right? Even as a murder victim, sitting there with her blouse and her pants at her ankles. I mean, you know, it's embarrassing even in death. Nalana says, "Congrats, Ping! A good game today. Thank you. I am happy to see my Niners advance, but I get it. I know why Lions fans are quite sad. It's okay. You always next season. There's always another season in 9 months. You always get another crack at it at the end of the year. So you get another go. The Lions they're going to be great. They're really, really good. They almost had us. I promise. They were really flogging us for like half a game. Marlon Clausen said she would be 62 or 63 years old now. Right. I mean, over a quarter of a century or something, they said. Marilyn Landis says, unless you're a cat with 9 lives. Yeah, but we don't sentence cats to jail. So, let's see. Robin Lane, it's good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Marlene Clausen says hello. Yeah, I really was hoping we would attract some of our California natives. Peekaboo TL says he could be on both, then even more people were here. I hope so. I hope so. I'll figure it out. They obviously stopped listening at some point. That's okay. I'll contact them tomorrow and ask them if they want to do it or whatever. Shock. Oh, we already read that one. Yes, they do. I was more looking for people in Southern California. That's where San Diego is, right? It's in the southern part near the border. I was more looking for people near the border town region. Leisha, hey, EDM Leisha. She says I dozed off. Yeah, I'm almost there myself, and it's like 3 o'clock. That game used up all my adrenaline, all of it. I don't have any left. I've sold it all to the 49ers. Candy Williams. Candy's from California too, right? Is that right? Or am I going crazy? Can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of Moonlight View. Can't remember where everyone is from. I know where people are from, like the countries. I just can't remember the town names or the states. Yeah. So a cold case, another cold case. I love when we get that. Like she looked like a lovely girl. Looked like that. Everyone knows that girl down the road. That's exactly what I think when I see her photo. I'm like, hey, I know that girl. She lives down the road. She definitely looks like the all-American girl next door. That's the impression I get from her photo. Let's see. That's right, West Virginia. Sorry, my friend. I forgot. Diane Marie says, I've been in California for over 35 years now. Diane, do you know this area very much that I was talking about earlier? What's it called again? It's called something. Can't remember. San Diego. I don't know. What happened to the City Heights area of the city? City Heights is where India is missing from. I'm gonna just check their posts a little bit. I'm just seeing if they have any. That's interesting. Someone in the comments says, due to recent flooding in San Diego, a state of emergency was recently declared for the region, and additional resources and money has been opened up for the region. They're saying that maybe that could be useful to helping find the daughter. Maybe. Maybe. I'm just gonna check their this fella's page. I'm just trying to see if they have any other information about their daughter. And it looks like he hasn't posted. The last time he posted was July 24th, 2018, and then all of a sudden he popped up 16 hours ago looking for his daughter. So, Mr. CC, I will get in touch with you about your daughter for tomorrow night. But yeah, someone recommended this to me this morning. Do you guys want to talk about another story? Hey, Susanna, how are you? The game was hard. All us Niner fans were like having heart attacks for half of the game. Diane Marie says, yes, the flooding was record breaking. Maybe there's something in there in the flooding. Maybe could she have got caught in the floodwaters? Is that a possibility? Could she have gone for a walk and got swept up in like a drainage, like a drainage ditch or a stormwater, uh, like a stormwater, next to the road, they have those big ditches for stormwater. I don't know if they have them in San Diego, but we have them here in Victoria where I live. Let me see. Let me see. You guys want to talk about another case? We can do that. Apparently there was a hit run crash in North Vegas last night. I was This is very sad. It says police, 1 dead, 2 injured after impairment suspected crash in Southeast Valley region. Look at that car. There's like nothing left of it. It doesn't even look like a car. It's like, here's some scrap metal. It almost looks like it was cleaved in two. Look at that sharp line up the bonnet. Like it hit something very solid. So they're saying that there was the driver was impaired. Okay, that's all there is. It says a child no longer has a parent, said Las Vegas police after a suspected impairment crash left 1 dead, 2 injured Saturday evening. Las Vegas Metro Police responded about 7:23 p.m. to a single vehicle crash in the 4000 block of South Hollywood Boulevard near Desert Inn Road. Evidence revealed that a Kia Sportage was going south at a high rate of speed down Hollywood while approaching a sweeping left-hand turn. Police said the Kia failed to turn and exit the roadway where it struck several K barriers and overturned numerous times, coming to a stop in the desert area southeast of the barriers. Emergency medical services determined that the 42-year-old female driver was beyond medical resuscitation and pronounced dead at the scene. A child passenger was transported to University Medical Center for pediatric care for substantial injuries. That's very sad. It said a second passenger, 46-year-old Marquis Thomas, was transported to Sunrise Hospital Trauma Unit for minor injuries. According to the LVMPD Traffic Bureau, speed is a factor in the crash and impairment is suspected. That's very, very sad. Let's see if we can watch this video of the
Sergeant Richmond, the fatal detail. Here we are yet again on the second call of the day. 2 separate incidences involving 2 vehicles with reckless behavior. The one we're on tonight is involving a fatality, also with a child that was in the vehicle that was transported to a local hospital. Las Vegas community, we have to slow it down. We have to stop the impairment. We have to get the ride shares, get the taxi cabs, get the Ubers. Remember, save a life, even if it's your own.
He has a point. There's so many like drive share companies around. You got Lyft, Uber, probably like 10 others. There's even like university ones and other ones where they will drive your car home and then they wait to get picked up and stuff like that so you can get your car home. I've seen those advertised in America. So they're actually pretty cool. So if you drove your car to a location and then you had a few too many drinks, you don't want to drive home, there's actually a service you can call someone, they get dropped off, they drive you and your car home, drop you off, and then someone picks them up. And I was like, that's such a great service so people don't want to drive. I mean, don't have to drive. It's going to be the 49ers versus the Taylor Swift Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Taylor Swift at a Super Bowl where she's not singing. That'll be the NFL will go wild. Hey, Blue Moon. Hey, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. I hate to hear stories like this where a, a young child has lost its mother due to impaired driving. Very sad. 42-year-old female driver was beyond medical resuscitation and pronounced dead at the scene. And it says her little child was in the car too. Wait, how old was the child? It just says a child passenger was transported to University Medical Center pediatric unit. It's very, very horrible. Its mum's never coming home. We can all do more to stop road deaths. And one of them is if you've had a few too many drinks, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Get an Uber, get some sort of something to get you home. Call a friend, call someone. Just say I've had a few too many drinks. Would you be able to help me out? Get me home, and I'll take a cab back in the morning and get the car or something. Anything. Just don't drive. You don't want to be like this poor family who has lost their mother, and this child's going to grow up without a mum now because of some sort of impairment. It doesn't say what it was. It doesn't say whether it was drugs or alcohol, but it could be both or either. It doesn't actually say. It says the driver's death marks the 14th traffic-related fatality under the LVMPD's jurisdiction for the year of 2024. 14th in what, 3 weeks? They've had 14 traffic-related fatalities in a month. So if you hold on. My math is bad. I can only do math in touchdowns right now. 14 168 deaths if they continue on this track for the rest of the year. They'll have almost 170 traffic-related fatalities within that region. We can lower that number, get people home safely. Wu says watched a streamer in Bakersfield last night. Oh, is that Bakersfield? Which one is that? The dad guy or is that the other one? I know both of them. I can't remember the other guy's name, but they drive around and follow the police. Wu says watched a streamer in Bakersfield last night. He probably saved some lives by stopping a very drunk person. The person literally fell out of the car. I'll tell you a weird story. A few weeks ago, I was driving not far from here where I live, and I kid you not, there were cops on the other side of the road doing breath testing for alcohol, and there was a car on our side, on the other side of the like 6-lane kind of highway. They were swerving, like actual swerving in and out of lanes, and they couldn't follow a straight line, or they couldn't follow the lanes on the highway. It's pretty straight. They couldn't follow it. They kept like veering in and then back in and then out and then back out and then back in. And we called the tag in because we were worried about them, not because we wanted to get them in trouble, but just because we were worried about them. We were worried that they were going to kill themselves and or hurt someone else. But we're not sure if we never saw the cops pull them over, and eventually they turned off into a side street. And I don't know, maybe got home, but they were real wobbly. Like it wasn't just like someone that's a bad driver, and you're like, wow, that person can't follow a lane. This person was like drifting constantly, like back and then forward and then back and then forward. It was pretty scary to watch actually in real time. I was so worried they're going to hit a medium strip. Oi, little cat, what are you doing? Muffin's here to say hello. Leisha says, I remember the KOA campgrounds in the late 70s, early 80s with my family going from Colorado to California. What does KOA mean? You guys will have to let me know. KOA. Is that like some... Oh, it's a franchise. It's like a privately owned thing. KOA is an American franchise of privately owned campgrounds, having more than 500 locations across the United States, and Canada. It is the world's largest system of privately owned campgrounds. It was founded in 1962 and is based in Billings, Montana, in the United States. There you go. I had no idea what it was. What does it stand for? Oh, it just stands for Campgrounds of America, but campground spelt with a K, not a C. There you go. Uh, yes. Could have been a medical emergency, you're right, could have been. Although, I suspect maybe not, they came from the pub across the road. I can't say I know that one. Remember the doc, "Something is wrong with Aunt Karen, and she all the children were killed." I can't say I know that one. Was that a very old, like, kind of PSA type documentary? Oh, I hit warning says we still have one by Boeing here. It's interesting. I've never been to one, I don't even know what they're called. Uh, let's see. I hit warning says we had a drunk driver with children in the car crash, killing 4 kids, and the driver can't believe the people in the home where she was drinking let her leave with the kids. Another family's It's very horrible, isn't it? Any type of drunk vehicle deaths they don't need to happen, right? Just get another way home. Don't drive. Even if you think you're okay, you're probably not. Anytime you've had more than maybe a couple of drinks, probably should find an alternate way home. Let's see if I've got something else for you. I didn't plan to do a show tonight. I plan to do a show tomorrow night. We had a few things lined up, but I'll see if I've got one more for us. I just came on to hang out for a little bit because I said I would if the Niners won. It's so weird. I actually put a story in here for you guys, and now it's not showing up, and I don't know why. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. No, it's not. This is old, but this is interesting. I don't think we ever read this. It's one of the ones I bookmarked and never did. It says Kansas man is charged in cold case murders of 2 women from the 1990s, including one found dumped behind an abandoned building on Christmas Day. A newly formed cold case unit in Kansas has identified the serial killer behind the murders of 2 women in the 1990s. Officials believe it's likely Gary Davis, 52, killed others. He was a long-haul trucker from Kansas. He's now been charged with 2 counts of murder after detectives in a newly formed cold case unit connected to him. Hey, stop it, you two. Uh, Connected him to the brutal deaths of 2 women in the 1990s. At a press conference this week, Kansas City Police Chief Carl Oakman said it was likely that Gary Dion Davis, 52, has killed more. Davis is accused of killing 26-year-old Christina King in 1998, who was found beaten to death behind an abandoned building on Christmas Day. He is also charged with fatally stabbing Pearl Barnes, whose body was found in a vacant house in November 1996. Barnes also went by the name Saimima Musawa Musawia after converting to Islam in 1974. She is survived by 2 children. Circumstances behind the deaths are still being investigated, but police said they do not believe that Davis knew either of the women. Detectives are trying to determine if Davis could be responsible for other murders. Here's a photo of him. This is his booking photo. My cats are literally going mental. They have the zoomies right now. I think I saw the Niners were favored by a touchdown, which is insane. How do you favor the Niners? Oh, that's very sad, Diane Marie. Oh, it was in 2015 in New York, and the small children were screaming on their phone to their parents. It was a HBO doco. There was a car death here not long ago of there was a car death here not long ago of 2 young people. They were in a car and they were actually filming. They were driving 160 kilometers an hour on public roads, and they ended up crashing the car moments after the video was filmed. And you can hear a person in the back seat saying, "Please slow down, you're going too fast." And they ended up crashing the car and killing everyone in the car. It was a very brutal. Let me see if I can find it. It was a big deal when it happened. Let's see if I can find it. It was in Australia. It was a bunch of girls, actually. It wasn't boys. It was a bunch of young females. Three. Is it this one? Three young. Hmm. Might be this one. Let me see if it is this one. I'll play it quickly for me. I'm just trying to see if this is the right one. No, but this is another one, and I'll show it to you. Look at the aftermath of this. You can see the car here. This is all that's left of the car. That thing. That's not even a car. It's like scrap metal. It looks like it's sheared in two. This poor guy, when this is his home or something, and there's just like, look at this. This is not even a car. This is just crumpled alfoil. Look, it's split in two. There's nothing left of it. I think it killed everyone involved. Fatal crash. Yeah, look at there's a car. And there was actually one not far from where I live, just about 10 seconds up the road, 4 a.m. in the morning, about 2 years ago. A young girl had stolen a car and was driving at like 170 kilometers an hour, lost control of the car and hit a traffic camera, like a traffic light pole, and sheared the car into about four pieces. She did not survive. She died instantly on impact. The young kids need to see these videos of these car crashes. I don't know if it will scare them, but look at this. Like, you'd be lucky if you even got close to surviving that. The car, from the force of hitting it, has just torn itself in two. I Slow down. Get home alive. I sound like a PSA, but you should slow down. Uh, so many young ones being killed. I know. It seems to be like a pandemic. Oh, probably heaps, Leisha. Probably a lot. People do silly things on New Year's that they wouldn't normally do. Uh, I can actually show you the one that was near my place. Her name was Paige. This is a photo of her. This is what's left of her car. This is just about 2 minutes from me. This is actually
A
that highway I was
BMW.
telling you. This is the highway I was telling you about where we saw the drunk driver. Same road. But that's all that's left of her. That was all that's left of her car. It's not even a car. It's just scrap metal. Like, I can't even tell which bit is the car. Like, look at the tires. They're in pieces and stuff. And that's the back end or I can't even tell if that's the front end, the back end, the motor, the boot. I have no idea. This is unfortunately Miss Dent died. She had just got out of the mental health system in Victoria here, stole a car and was driving 180 kilometers an hour at 4 a.m. in the morning. She had evaded police a couple of times and eventually that's what happened. You can see bits of the car lying everywhere. That was a couple of years ago now, but, it was very sad. We heard the bang at, like, 5:30 in the morning. We heard the just sounded like a bomb went off, and we're about 5 or 6, about 2 blocks back from that road, and we heard it down here. Right, it looks like I went through one of those, like on The Simpsons. "Your car has been turned into a cube. You have 30 minutes to move your cube." Yeah, I hope people slow down. Get home alive to your families. Hey, Reevee. Hey, I saw your email. I just haven't had a chance, but I will have a look at it. Thank you. Really cool. Reby does a lot of the thumbnails and things like that. She really helps out. She does really good ones, way better than mine. I'm gonna wrap up for the night. I'm exhausted from that Niners game. I don't know why, I just have no energy left. And I will be back tomorrow night. I'm gonna do more research on India, and I'm gonna try speak to her dad. I'm gonna see if we can get in touch with him, or I'll see if Insightful One has already spoken to him and see if we can do something together or whatever. Anything to get her name out and try get her home to her family. That's all I care about. I don't care whose stream it's on. I don't care who gets the credit or whatever. Just want her to get home to her family. Maria, we're going. We're heading for the day. I just came on quickly to celebrate the 49ers win. But yeah, thank you all for dropping by at the very last moment. And tomorrow night we'll know more about India. I hope tomorrow night there'll be a press conference for the 6 bodies found in El Mirage. Apparently Monday supposed to be a new press conference. So hopefully there'll be more information by the time I come on at 9 p.m. and we'll know a lot more about those 6 people found out in the San Bernardino County desert. That would be very interesting to know what happened there. Other than that, hey, I love you all. Thank you to all the great people that have left comments, who have subscribed to the channel, and the people who support the channel. There's so many nice people, and we're going to do great things this year. I know I told you about a secret thing I've got working on. They were supposed to get back to me like 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't heard anything. So I'm going to chase that up this week, and hopefully I'll get it sometime soon. When I show you what that is, it'll blow your mind. I can't believe even I'm getting it. Like, it's crazy. It's literally like holy grail type stuff. That's it. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Probably have good dreams. Maybe I'm exhausted. Yeah, the Niners almost killed me. For the first half of the game, I thought our season was over. But please come back tomorrow night. We'll have a full show tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Full show, hour and a half, and you'll have about 10 stories in about an hour and a half, like we always do. And we'll catch up on the breaking news then. For everyone out there, to all the Lions fans in your life, commiserations and better luck in the 2024-25 season. I wish you guys all the best in Detroit and your fans across the world. To my Niners fans, 2 weeks, and we get to try again to bring number 6 home to the Bay Area. So let's do it for the Bay. Good night, everyone. I love you all.